In this video, you'll find out how to use Pebble Geo to correct basic errors that have been introduced by the laboratory into the lab test data AGS file. The two types of errors that we can correct using Pebble Geo are modifications to the location ID or local ID, and also errors introduced into the identifiers, depth values, and sampref values of the actual samples themselves. For this demo, I've deliberately introduced minor errors in identifiers into my lab test data file. So let's proceed as per the previous video. I first import my in situ data and then import the second file, which is the lab test data file. Pebble Geo will ask me if I want to merge. If I click yes, it will then start scanning for errors. As we can see here, the first class of error it's found is a mismatch on the local ID. In this case, it looks like the lab has changed a slash in the original ID in the in situ file into a dash. What we can see in this dialog is that there's only one location ID that's in error. If there are more location IDs in error, you'll see a list in this dialog. The first column is the ID coming from the lab test data file, in which case the unmatched incorrect ID. The middle column is a selection list of all the IDs in the main in situ data file. You can choose which one to match to. Although, as you can see here, Pebble Geo has managed to auto-match, and it's done this based on location, easting or northing. It will do this either on an exact match or a very close match, let's say within 1 meter. If Pebble Geo can't match the ID on location, it will prompt you to select a match. If there is no logical match, simply select Ignore. In this case, we have a good match with BH101/20. If I click Make Changes, it will scan through the secondary AGS file and correct all of the incorrect location ID values. Then, as per any merge, it will prompt me as to which data groups I wish to import from the lab tests. I'm going to continue with all of them. And at this point, it's identified that in the LLPL group, it's found an error in one of the SAMP records, and it's been able to auto-correct this. There's no user action required at this point, but if there are records that couldn't be matched, you'll be informed here and given the values so that you can then go and correct the file manually. Click OK and the merge is complete.